Italy take on Spain in the semi-finals of the Nations League. These are the odds to advance to the final coming up on Sunday, where they will play the winner of the other semi-final between Belgium and France. Gab Marcotti joins us now to look ahead to this game. Are Italy taking it serious after everything we saw this summer, Gab?
How do you not take it seriously, Kay? It's the Nations League. I think we've seen that, you know, the teams that have played in it do take it seriously. Obviously, it comes in October, and so there are some people missing. In the case of Italy, they're without Immobile and Belotti. In the case of Spain, of course, no Gerard Moreno, no Alvaro Morata. But make no mistake about it. I think both countries feel that there's something at stake. And if you see kind of a weird squad from Luis Enrique, well, he sent kind of a weird, unusual squad to the Euros as well.
When you say Gerard Moreno in the team and Alvaro Morata in the squad, you still say, where's the goals going to come from? Now they're not in the squad. Where's the goals going to come from? Spain, they're dominating a lot of games, but sometimes just lack that clinic. And I saw Mancini say it's big for them. They want to win it off the back of the European Championships. And I think from Italy's perspective, I think what Mancini will want to do with this squad is just keep the hammer down. You know, they've come so far in such a short space of time, and they were such good performers when they were winning the Euros, that I think he just wants to keep that momentum going. And obviously, you know, taking another big scalp like Spain, like they did in the Euros, will be, you know, another feather in their cap.
And as you can see, this was the starting 11 in the final against England. Gabra did mention that Immobile is not available for this one. Jorginho did say, though, that had Spain beaten them in the Euros, there would have been nothing they could do because Spain controlled that game and made them suffer. Gab, what will Mancini have learned from that semi-final for this game?
I think the obvious thing, and by the way, Jorginho's 100% correct. That was, you know, one game where I think, you know, Spain certainly deserved to win that game. But of course, I'll still maintain that Italy deserved to win the tournament. I think what you learn from that game is that, you know, there is no antidote to technique, and Italy against teams that keep the ball better than Italy and then move the ball around and basically tire you out, like Spain did very, very effectively, it becomes extremely, extremely difficult. And I just don't think Italy are a side that match up well with Spain. Of course, we're talking about Spain at full strengths. You wonder, you know, some of the players who are there, are they going to be distracted a little bit? But it's definitely going to be a test. And, you know, after going, 38 games unbeaten, you know, Mancini was asked, well, is this where the streak ends? And because Luis Enrique said, well, Italy will have to lose one day. And Mancini said, that's fine by me as long as we don't lose before December 2022, which, of course, is when the Qatar World Cup is.
It's not the Spanish team, though, it's fair to say, Stevie, that we've seen, you know, over the last 10 years or so that dominated world football. Do you think that's coincided with the decline of Real Madrid and Barcelona in European domination as well?
Well, I think the best sides that Spain have produced, a large part of those sides have been from Barcelona and Real Madrid. So it kind of makes sense that when they're not at their best, then Spain won't be at their best. And I keep hearing everybody saying what a test this is going to be. I'm not so sure how it's going to be a test. They've got nothing up front, Spain.
What a test it's going to be for Italy?
Yeah.
Well, they did test them, though, in the Euros,
well,
didn't they?
They did. But as Craig said, the forwards they had then, the reason they didn't win the game is because they couldn't score. But now they've got worse forwards than they did during the Euros. They've got a kid in Pino, you've got Sarabia, you've got Ferran Torres, who doesn't kick a ball with City right now. And then you look at what they've got defensively. We could have Eric Garcia and Aymeric Laporte at the back against the Italian front line. Now, Aymeric Laporte and Eric Garcia couldn't have got Garcia out the door quick enough at City. And Aymeric Laporte, for some reason, I'm not quite sure, is playing right now, but I don't fancy. So how is this going to be a big test for Italy?
Sounds like you're going for an Italy win.
Oh, my goodness, big time. Absolutely. Yes, Spain will be able to keep the ball, but you're playing against an attack that has no flair or consistency or any recognised strikers against defenders who have been known to make big mistakes. That's a recipe for a victory for Italy. if you ask me.
What do you say, Craig?
I'm with him.
So,
I mean, I don't think it's going to be an easy game. You know, Spain, tiki-taka, keep the ball. But I think Italy have got so much confidence in their shape and the manager. Yeah, the squad might be a little different. They're missing some players. But I think in Mancini, they really have a manager in which they trust. They've got a system in which they play. And they're a threat going forward, no matter who plays. So I think Italy are in real good shape still.
Gab, Italy to make another final just a few months later?
So, look, I picked against Italy, and I think in every game of the tournament, it worked out pretty well at the Euros, so I'm going to go and pick against them now. But that's not the only reason. I mean, look, I disagree a little bit about the Spanish strikers. I think Nicol Oyarzabal has been in really good form, and I think he's a tremendous striker. I'm not going to blame Ferran Torres for not being able, or Emeric Laporte for not being able to be bona fide starters on the Manchester City side, because I look at this Italy team and I wonder, gee, how many of those guys would be starters for Manchester City? So I think a lot of it is going to be down to coaching and matchups, and how well Italy adapt to this sort of strikerless system that we're likely to see with Berardi, Chiesa, and Insigne up front. We've seen it before. It hasn't necessarily worked great without a genuine centre forward, no matter how much criticism Immobile gets. And like I said, they don't match up very well against Spain. So I think it's going to be tight. And for the reasons cited above, I'm going to pick Spain.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.